So there's a video that I didn't do yesterday, or I didn't because I went rambling on and got on my soapbox and just digressed like I sometimes do. I ran out of time, and also for another reason, in that I just wanted to get things going with this new Kew Gardens thing first. Um, so we've got a fair few customers. There's a fair few of you that have been waiting for a genuine Kew Gardens for quite some time now. You've paid me in advance, you've given me your money, and you've waited and waited and waited. And of course, you know, I've been telling everybody lately that I'm really sorry, but we're at least a year behind. And the reason we're a year behind is because of the illnesses. You know, John got lung cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer, which then had an operation, then had another operation, and then found out it wasn't cancer and lost a part of my bowels and one thing and another. And then had an issue also not so long ago. So altogether, we've lost a year. And that's a year's worth of search. So anybody that's bought that kind of a coin off us in advance, you're essentially, it's all been put back a year because we've not been able to do any searching. So what I've been doing along the way is every now and again, if I think of something and I think, well, somebody that's ordered a Kew Gardens might actually be happy with this in exchange. And if you remember, I had a load of dual dates, so I offered a load of dual dates. Well, now I've been cleaned out of them, and I'm waiting to get more. There's a few people that want dual dates, and I'm just waiting to get more. And there's other things I offered as well. I offered an A to Z set instead of a Kew Gardens that you might have ordered, and some people took me up on that. So little bit by little bit, I'm weeding through them, and I'm getting, you know, the people that have ordered the Kew Gardens is bit by bit we're sort of getting through them and satisfying people with something else. Of course, there's always a refund. I mean, there's no argue about the refund. Not for something like that, there isn't. So we were having a chat, me and John, and we was thinking. So this new one, because we've had a couple of people email in, and I noticed one email specifically. I mean, I haven't answered it because I don't do that anymore. That's John's remit now. But I noticed there was an email come in overnight saying, this is a bit off, you're advertising the new Kew Gardens, I've been waiting for 2 years, I think you should sort me out first. Well, sort of, on the one hand, you're absolutely right. But on the other hand, well, I hope you agree that, no, it ain't, because it's a completely different coin, first of all. And the money that I charged you for an original Kew Gardens, well, this new one, I'm breaking open a set and selling it for $29.95, and some of you have paid more than that. So that, then, to me, that doesn't seem fair. I've taken more money off you than what I'm selling this one for, and I go and give you this one in place of the one that you've been waiting a year for, or 2 years for. That doesn't seem fair to me. On you, not me. That's great for me. For me, it's brilliant, because I'm giving you something that I'm selling for less, you know. So for me, that works. But for you, that's not too good, I don't think. From a customer's point of view, from a buyer's point of view, I don't think that's too good. And I'd feel like I was having you over a little bit, and I don't like that idea. So we was having a chat about it, and what we came up with was this: we're selling the new Kew Gardens for $29.95. But the actual set we're selling for £69 at the moment. I mean, I think that's going to go up to 75 quid in a couple of weeks. But we're selling that for £69 at the moment, full set. And you get the Kew Gardens, the Roger Bannister, the Girl Guides, the Boy Scouts and the Britannia, all in BU mint condition. And as a set, the set is properly, it's a proper set. So it's properly packaged, it's the Royal Mint package set. It will come with, I don't know how it comes yet, I've not seen one, but when it comes, it will no doubt come with all the paraphernalia that comes with it. You know, as if you bought that set off of the Royal Mint. Anyway, how about anybody that we owe a Kew Gardens? How about we give you one of these entire sets, not just the Kew Gardens, but the entire set? Now, I'd feel better about that because I'm giving you something that we're going to be retailing for 70 quid, and the price, as I say, the price will go up in a bit. So I think then that anybody that's got an outstanding Kew Gardens order might look at that and think result, because that's what I want you to think when it comes to these advance orders. If you don't walk away from the table thinking result, I've done a bad job. As long as one way or another, even if you don't get the coin, the original coin you ordered, but you still walk away from the table really happy, I've done a good job. That's how I look at it. And I think to offer people just the Kew Gardens in exchange for the Kew Gardens that they've ordered, I don't think that doesn't work for me. But offering you the full set in place of the Kew Gardens, excuse me, I think that is an excellent deal. Anybody that's been waiting a year or 2 years for their Kew Gardens, if you want one of these sets instead, I think it's an excellent deal. Not only that, I'll offer you one of these sets for every Kew Gardens I owe you. So if you're one of the lucky original people that have been waiting 2 years or more, that came to us from the crowdfunding and bought 5 Kew Gardens or 3 Kew Gardens or whatever, and you've been waiting all this time, I'll give you a whole set for each Kew Gardens that we owe you. You know, I mean, at one point we was offering the undated 20p's, but I've near enough sold out of those now. I think might have one left. So, so I think this is a stupendous offer, a great way of us being able to satisfy that debt and have you still walk away with you going, yeah, I had a result, because I might have waited 2 years, but look what I've got for my money. That's what I would like to see. That's the kind of attitude and reaction I'd like you to have. What I don't want you to have is I don't want you to walk away going, I've been waiting 2 years, these are a bunch of muppets, you know, and they won't, and got my money, pardon me, and moaning in any way, shape or form by not being happy. I don't want you moaning. I don't want you as a non-happy customer. I want you as a very happy customer, because we've used your money for all that time. So I've had your money for a year, or I've had your money for 2 years. That's a long time for you to wait. That's a lot of trust you've given us. And believe me, we don't take that lightly. We take that very seriously. It's a bit like being an investor, you know. We take that really seriously. And if we've had your money for Kew Gardens for all this time, it's only right that you should get a little bit more than what maybe you would ordinarily get. That's why I'm offering this, because, you know, somebody's already mentioned, well, I think you should be satisfying people like us first with this new Kew Gardens. Well, let's not satisfy you with the new Kew Gardens. Let's satisfy you with the Kew Gardens set. So you get more value for your money, you get more bang for your buck. And so that when you're sitting there having a conversation with your mate or a family member or a friend in the pub or at home or whatever, having a cup of tea, I want that conversation to be something along the lines of, yeah, we had to wait a long time, but what we got, oh, brilliant. So pleased I am. I'm so pleased. I think I got a really good deal. I don't mind I had to wait 2 years, because what I got in the end, brilliant. That's the kind of reaction I want. What I don't want is I don't want you sitting there slating us to somebody, moaning, being upset. That doesn't do me any favours whatsoever. We don't want that. We want you as a totally happy bunny, a totally happy customer. If you're one of the customers that has, you had enough? If you're one of the customers that has bought the Kew Gardens and then had a refund, please don't write in to say, oh, I'm one of those customers, I'll have this now, I'll give you the original money. No, sorry. If you wanted a refund, you got your refund. And if we had your money longer than a year, you got more than what you paid us. We always do that. You probably got 10, 20% more than what you paid us. So you've had your little result there. We've more than paid you back for the money and having the money for a year or 2 years or whatever it was that we had it for. But if so, unlucky, no. You know, if you bought it off us before, but you've had your money back, that's it. That's the transaction done. You've had your money back. you've had a profit on top. You can't now come back and say, oh yeah, well let me give you the original money and I'll have one of them sets. No, sorry. Because that would be like selling it to you for that price, and I'm not going to do that. But if we still owe you, well, that's different. Now we need to come up with a way to make you happy. So I hope that fully explains it. However, you are perfectly free to just ignore this message completely and just leave it. Just leave your... Because as I always say, if you don't contact me, to say when I ask and give options for something, if you don't contact me to say what you want, then I'm going to take it as read that you don't want it. Whatever it is I'm offering, you don't want it. You just want your label to stay in that pile. And one day, when we get a Kew Gardens, you want us to send it to you. And that we will do. No problem with that whatsoever. However, if on the other hand, you would like to have it resolved and finally have something, and have something that's worth much more money than what you paid us, this is probably one of the best offers that I could possibly make you. Next to offering people, which I did before, an undated 20p, which to me are the same value, which I can't do anymore of those, so don't ask. But next to that, I think that was one of the best offers I made in place of the Kew Gardens. But this new set of 5, properly packaged, Royal Mint, we're doing it for 70 quid. Have one of these instead of the Kew Gardens. I think that is like a yeah moment for you. At least that's how I'm seeing it. Of course, if you don't see it that way, tell us. You know, I don't buy it. Tell us. We like the feedback. We want to know. But what's no good, and I won't mention the name, but what I've got at the moment is I've got one specific person that every single time I put up a video, he does a thumbs down on it. And he's going off to social media now, to Facebook and other places, and moaning about, I don't even know what his delivery is that he's moaning about. But the one thing that person will not do, no matter how many times I ask them, is they won't contact us direct. You know, now going off to moan at social media, what's the point in that? The social media is being handled by essentially volunteers, by people that are doing what they're doing because they love the coin business and they love collecting and they love helping and one thing and another. We've got Morag on Facebook, we've got Katie on Twitter and Instagram. These people, you know, Tony on Facebook, these people they're not part of the firm. They're not in the sense of like regular everyday employees that work in our office. These are people that work for us, but they work for us remotely from home. They're not here. They don't know the ins and outs. They don't know what we owe, what we don't owe. They don't know what advance orders we got, what we haven't. They certainly don't know when someone's delivery is going to be. They can't answer any of these questions. Ask one of these people what coin is coming out. Ask them something about a coin, and they'll probably have a little research, come back to you with an answer. Ask them about a delivery. They've got absolutely no idea, and they've got no authority whatsoever to log into any system and check your delivery for you. So, you know, special message to this guy whose name begins with B. That's all I'm going to say, in the hope that you actually are going to watch this. You know, please don't be going off moaning all over the place. That is not going to get you sorted. If you've got an outstanding delivery and we owe you, talk to us and let us know. For all I know, that could be a coin that we've already sent that's gone missing in a post. I don't know. Until you contact us and let us know, this is the coin I'm missing, blah, 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 blah. You know, we don't know. So you could go forever and a day moaning all over social media, and it's not going to do you any favours whatsoever. Me personally, I just blank all of that stuff. Anybody moans at me on social media, I don't care, I blank it. And the reason I don't care, and I take that attitude, I really don't care, honestly don't care, is A, because of all the illness I've been through, and B, because I know, no matter what, we give more than 100% customer service. There's never a case, never, never, never a case of us taking somebody's money and ripping them off. Never once. And if anybody says that on the internet, they're absolute liars, because that's never happened once. We do not rip anybody off. None of our customers. It is not in our interest to do so. I'd have to be stupid, totally divvy stupid, to rip customers off when I want the money out of their pocket for the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. I'm never going to get it. Make a customer happy and you continually get their money. That's how business works. That's the way to do business. Look after you and I will continue to get your money for the next 10 or 20 years. Rip you off, I rip you off once, I don't get any more money out of you. No value in that to me. But some people just will not understand that. They will go, no, you've ripped me off, I'm going to tell everybody on Facebook. Well, you can't tell everybody on Facebook because there's 7 million people on Facebook. No, there ain't. There's like 4 billion people on Facebook. So you can't tell everybody on Facebook. And even if you could, most of these people on Facebook would be coming back to you. No matter who you tell, they'd be coming back to you going, why are you moaning here? Why are you not? What did the company say when you went to the company? And all you can say is, oh, I haven't been to the company. I just thought I'd moan everywhere else. So, excuse me, I've got a cold. Anyway, the point is, as I see again, digressing I am. Why do I do it? So the point is, I want to make these people happy. Everybody that's bought a Kew Gardens of me in the past, get in touch if you want one of these sets in place of your Kew Gardens. Can I be any fairer than that? Caspers, can we? No. Let's have it then. Make you happy. Thanks very much. Bye for now.